Just the other day I was wondering what the fuss is about learning English and reading and all these things. In fact, isn't it strange that our show is called Freedom but it's spelled with an A? No? Luckily, it's our tea time break right now, and Amritash is just talking with our founder. Don't worry, they know we're coming. So let's go and listen to them.
Oh, look, the kids from Freedom TV have joined us and they have sent us some questions for you to answer, Kavish. Are you ready?
I'm always ready to meet kids, Amrut. I'm just curious, will I get to interact with them?
They're watching you, Kavish, but no interaction today. Sorry.
Okay, next
I'll
time.
start with their questions though. I have got them written down. The first incident when you realized you had an edge over others because of your English. Could you take us through that, Kavish?
So, Amrut, it's funny you're asking me that question because that was where first time I realized that I'm going to be working on impact space. This is in grade 5 in a very small town where I grew up. My headmaster called me to the room. And usually when you're called by the headmaster, you are like wondering why is my name being called? And I went there and the headmaster hugged me and he was like, your English is better than the school teacher who's teaching English. I was like, thank you so much, sir. But it didn't end there. He was like, will you like to teach English to your own class? I said, can I? He said, yes. And there it goes. Ever since then, I realized I had an edge over the rest. While it was a small town, but didn't matter. I was a teacher in English in grade 5 till grade 9.
Wow, Kavish, that's a fantastic story. Kavish, since we are in your childhood, can you tell us what your childhood dream was and what is it now?
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. And I hope I can be absolutely honest here about my dreams, Amrut.
Of course, you can be honest. We tell our kids, right? Honesty is the best policy.
Super. Let me go. So, when I was a little one, I loved speed. Speed with which I ran, speed with which I read, speed with which I ate my food, all of it. And I always thought that I would love to be a Formula One car racer. And being a Formula One car racer was not it. I wanted to have a Formula One track of my own to practice. That was my dream. And today, if I look at my dream, Amrut, it's completely transformed. As in today, I think of change every moment. And the dream that I hold really close to my heart is, can I become the global education and learning minister? Minister and not leader. I want to shape the global policy on education. And that's my dream. And the interesting thing, Amrut, is I have not dropped any of them. I still want to be a Formula One car racer with my own track. And I also want to be the global education and learning minister. That's my dream.
Our kids will hold you to that, Kavish. Kavish, I have a very similar question. Uh, if you were given the power to change the world, what would you do?
Very simple. I will play with words. Just pick up the dictionary, all the published dictionaries that are there, take out at least 50% of the negative words from the dictionary, and make sure that the dictionary is 90% positive words and less than 10% negative words. I think as educators, global transformation agents, we need to make sure that the dictionary teaches us more positive words for us to evoke really strong positive emotions. That's the only one thing I would do if I had all the power in my hands.
That's a remarkable thought. And I wish it comes true someday. I have a question here that, again, maybe is related to something you said earlier. Now, you have a company that promotes reading and wants to create a nation of readers. You started this company. What sparked the idea behind that?
So I think every dot connects in life, right? I told about that incident when my HM asked me to teach English to my own school children in the class I was learning. And the only window for me was the library. We used to pick books from the library, use that to learn new words. And we learned English over a period of time. But really, when this idea for starting Stones to Milestones happened, was in one of my visits to an urban school. And in that school, I was stunned to see children writing. They were writing with beautiful handwriting, spotless accuracy, and stunning pace. I was like, if this is the state of English in India, we will take over the world as global leaders. But then when I took these kids to the library, I was really disappointed. and disappointed with the fact that same kids who were able to write so well were not able to read with fluency and comprehension at their grade levels. And that triggered the whole thinking that actually what we see may not be the reality. And we started our research on how can we make English as second language a great asset for children. Children who are now going to English medium schools need to make this their life skill. And I think that research in 2008 has culminated into today what we are doing together with children across the world, largely in India, but across the world. And I continue to call myself not somebody who started this, simply employee number one. Today, we have more than 200, 300 people who are part of this mission directly. And it makes me feel really grateful that so many people see value in what we are giving to children.
Fantastic. Now, I know that you mentioned your company name as Stones to Milestones, but the name that most of our children are familiar with is Freedom. Now, they have a very simple question for you. Why is the spelling of freedom not Freedom, and why is it Freadom?
I don't know how many people I have answered this question to, but I've been pulled up by several people, school educators, my own kids, friends, and my kids have asked me, if you are an English company, how are you teaching the wrong spelling of freedom? And I'm like, beta, this is not the spelling of freedom. This is a name. It has a power in the name itself. And the power comes from two things. First, as a child, as an educator, we know that if we want to give freedom to children to become life leaders, they need to have the willingness and the skillfulness to learn throughout their lifetimes. And learning for all of us, we have seen, has been instrumental through reading, right? If we are a reader. So reading is instrumental for learning. And second, learning gives you freedom. So when you look at freedom plus read, it becomes freedom. I don't think there's a better, more powerful word than that for children. Even if they commit spelling mistake, at least read will be there. I will be glad to have that.
I'm reminded of the Freedom song, freedom, freedom to be freedom.
It's like, every time you move around, that same music keeps replaying. And that's supremely beautiful, evoking those same emotions through that music. Whoever did that is a magical stroke.
Describe yourself in one simple, powerful word that will inspire our viewers.
This is one of those questions, Amrut, where the answer is in the question itself. And the word is inspire. Simply put, every day when I wake up, I look forward to living an inspired life in all walks of my life, as a parent, as an educator, as a colleague, as a learner, as a human being. And if I can do that, I'm sure I will be instrumental in inspiring many more lives every day. So, inspired is the word for me. Thank you for that.
That's beautiful. Ooh, I hear my alarm go off. Guess our tea time talk is over, Kavish. I'll catch you later. And now, back to the studio.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you. Bye.
Bye, viewers.
Wow, wasn't that inspiring? I'm sure all of you want to read English stories and become more fluent in English immediately. But for now, I'm going to go refill my cup of tea. I'll see you next time on Tea Time Talks. Bye.